Welcome back to the Electrician 2 channel. On the bench today, guys, we're going to explore the Klein 2's ET270 multi-tester digital multimeter. This meter was one of Klein's newest, it's not new anymore, but it's been out for a little while now. But it's one of their newest, I guess, introductions to the electrical market. And I did a video on this meter. Well, I did an introduction video on this meter a while back, and I've done a somewhat of a little video on a review on it. But I've had since then I've had time to use this meter, and after using it, I was pushed to do another video on it because I feel as though I had a lot more to say about this meter. Now, I don't know how well this meter has hit the market, but I really haven't seen anybody. Well, I've seen one or two videos on it. Maybe, I think I've seen one other than mine of my video I've done a while back on this multimeter. But like I said, I've since had a chance to use it. And this is a really nice multimeter. It's a multimeter. It's the size is nice. The features that they have on it is nice, very useful. This meter here would be the perfect meter for the homeowner because that's what I used it for around the house. And it has a lot of good features on it. It's a basic multimeter, but with a lot of features for you to do troubleshooting around the house. The only thing it would be missing is if you were to try to take amperage. You can't do it with this multimeter, but that would be for the a little bit more advanced homeowner who knows a little bit about electrical, who will want to use an amp meter to try to take amperage. But if you're just doing basic troubleshooting and basic voltage testing, this would be the meter for you. I tell you, this is a really nice meter. But what I want to do, I may have to go back over some things that I mentioned before for the guys who did not see that video in the past that I previously done. So just bear with me. I'm gonna show you some of them. I'm gonna just put it here and show you guys some of the features around the dial. Then we're gonna go into it. I'm gonna do some of the tests that they have on here that they say it can do, as many as I can. But just give you a chance to look around the dial. Let me put it closer here. As you see, they have a 3-prong cord here that has for the positive, the neutral, and they have a ground on here as well. So they have a NEMA plug on here. The male part is a NEMA plug. So, but this is around the dial. They have a function to test AA batteries, 9-volt. That's the receptacle tester. The off, AC, DC, continuity, and resistance. And that's all a homeowner needs. This would be the perfect homeowner, or if you just say a plumber, and that's all you need is just a basic multimeter that does a little bit more than just voltage testing. Here you go. And in no way or form, let me just let you know, I'm being endorsed by Klein Tools or nobody supporting the channel. I just like to give my unbiased opinion about certain tools and that we're reviewing. So in this case, I'm giving my opinion about this tester. So now for somebody advanced, yeah and no, but it can't be your carry around meter because you'll be trying to, you can't do all the tests that you want to do with this meter. So, but around the house, I think it's the perfect meter. Now, the reason why, looking at the screen here, let me turn and put it up a little bit. Looking at the screen, I notice you see open hot. I have it like that for a reason. I have it plugged into a receptacle here, and I don't have the power on. It's a multi plug, and I don't have the power on because I want you to see what it could display. It's saying open hot, and I have it on receptacle tester, open hot, meaning that there's no power coming through. Also, if the wires were reversed, it'll read out what all it does, it probably be wires reverse, open, neutral, shared, neutral, or false ground, things like that. I really didn't know it did all of that until I went back and I started looking at the manual, and I experienced some of those things. I create some things, and it does do that. So it says, since we're talking about that, let me just call out some of the things that the screen would display. And if you were experiencing that, if you're troubleshooting the receptacle, if like now I'm gonna turn the power on, so you're gonna see correct. It'll give you voltage, and it will give you. Let me turn the power on, the backlight on. By the way, it's a pretty decent backlight too. The numeric font is nice too. But anyway, it gives you the lightning bolt, let you know that it's hot, 120 volts, and the wiring is correct. Now, if the wires were reversed, it'll display that. It'll reverse. It'll have REV, well, reverse hot neutral, or if it was an open ground, it'll say open ground, open neutral, open hot, and all that will be underneath. Like if I turn the power off here again, and it should start saying that in a minute. For it's open hot, open neutral, open hot, reverse hot ground, reverse hot to neutral, open ground neutral, and also have the line voltage, which you just saw, and no voltage, and greater than 30 volts. It have all of that. So, as far as this would be the perfect tester for receptacle testing, as well as taking voltages. Plus, it's user friendly. A lot of people who don't have experience with multimeters, they don't really feel safe about using the test leads. Let me just back up some. Using the test leads and plugging them inside of receptacles. Well, in this case, I'm gonna unplug it for a minute because I do have it in like a makeshift extension cord that I have here. In this case, you just plug this inside of an outlet, and they'll feel more safer doing this than having to put those leads inside of a receptacle. So this is a good feature, and this is a good feature. Now, as far as some other things that it had besides that I want to share with you guys, and then we'll go into some of this little testing. Let me call out some of the features that this meter have. They say they have auto power off indicator, a data hold indicator, which would be the hold button. They say automatic ranging indicator, GFCI indicator, battery test indicator. That would be those two. Let me get you closer. Battery test indicator, the maximum value indicator, that would be the min-max. The minimum value indicator, audible continuity, that would be that. And low battery indicator, I think it's up. I think that's it up there. Greater than, less than indicator, negative polarity indicator, AC voltage indicator, DC voltage indicator, hazardous voltage warning indicator, and that would be the lightning bolt that we see. Correct wiring indicator, that's when we had it plugged in, it was showing correct. Open circuit indicator, reverse, yeah. Hot conductor indicator, seconds indicator. Ground conductor indicator, mega ohms, kilo ohms indicator, neutral conductor indicator, volts, millivolts indicator, and measurements. Now, that's only some of the stuff that this meter has. As far as when you're testing GFCIs, now the standard voltage, one of the standard voltage is either 6 milliamps or 9 milliamps, up to 9 milliamps, depending on what brand that you're using. Excuse me, I'm drinking a cup of coffee here. The brand you're using, but this one also, when you're using a GFCI, it puts out 6 amps to 9 milliamps to trip that the GFCI. It's really nice. This is I don't have anything bad to say about this. And when you're testing, they also have a dedicated, like we just mentioned earlier, you have a dedicated selection for when you're just testing batteries. Now, I guess you would say that's not, I mean, you could use that and just put it on DC and test those batteries, and that's true. So what I'm going to do in one of the tests, I'm going to see just how dedicated it is. It says it should be within 10% of the value of the battery that you're testing. Okay, so I have some rechargeables up there that I know for some reason they don't get above 8 volts, but I'm gonna see if what it reads. I have it right behind the meter in this charger in the back. But and I'm gonna compare them with the DC voltage to the two dedicated volts right here and just see how that pan out. Now they also have a fine. This, if you look at the soft keys up here, they have a fine where you say hold, range, and have fine. What that simply means is if you have to have the breaker off. If there's a they told me if you have a receptacle, I mean something wrong with the circuit, and you have to find the circuit, it makes a noise, but you have to go. It's not doing it now. Let me see if it'll do it now. The power has to be off. Let me see. I'm gonna plug it in now and just see. But anyway, it makes a tone that let me see, to help you find that breaker that have something wrong with it. So here it is. Let me just do it now. There we go. Well, it wasn't doing. Hold on. Did it do it? There we go. It's defined. It was me. I guess. But anyway, now I have to go switch off all the breakers until this stops. That's an okay feature, I guess, if you don't have a circuit finder. But no, that's, I don't know. That's not, it's okay. It's okay. But that, like I said, for me, I would have to use. I would prefer using a circuit finder, to find that breaker. Now you have to go turn off all the breakers until that noise stops. And I'm telling you what the instructions is. Until that noise stops, then you know you found the right breaker. Well, that's for the homeowner. You got me? Because he may not have the tools that you or I, professionals, would have to go find that breaker or the knowledge to go do that. So it'll be something simple for him or her. Now, the calibration, this is the thing, the calibration for this meter, they say it lasts up to, it's accurate for 1 year. Well, I've had this meter. What if it sits on the shelf for 2 or 3 years and you buy it? That means it's out of calibration? Or would it be a calibration after 1 year after you get it, or start putting batteries in it, or what have you? So that's the thing. But they say it is accurate for 1 year. So I've had this for a few months now. So that means I have maybe less than a year, if it's in calibration now. I don't have any other meters around to compare it with, but I think it's okay. They're just telling you that they'll stand behind it for 1 year. But if you're a homeowner or you're just out there checking for voltage, you're not really looking for accuracy. You're just looking to see if it has voltage or something close to what it's supposed to be, 120 volts or what have you. Now, turn this back on right here. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to do some of the tests like I told you I'm going to do. These little simple tests. Let me get out of the way. Put this over here. Now we already see that it does the voltage. So it's saying 120 volts. I'm gonna turn the power off, and just to be safe, I'm gonna turn the dial right there. Turn the power back on. It still should say 120 volts. Now it's saying it's giving me another digit. So 120 volts plus 8.8. Okay. Excuse me. Let me put the backlight on so you can kind of see. Take this glare out of it. And there's the little lightning bolt right here. Let you know that is that it has voltage. And that's the auto. It's an auto right now. But it's giving us 120 volts, 0.8. All right, so, and I don't have it plugged into a GFCI, so I'm not going to press that. But they do have a hold button, which is right there. And that works. They have a range. Let's see if the digits move. Yeah, there we go right there. So it jumped back to what the other one may do it too, because I was pressing the find button, which is the range also, and that's what it went down. So I'll check it out in a minute. But it has a min max, min, and they also have a clear button. So let me just see what the clear button is for. Let me turn the power off again. I'm gonna switch it back, and I'm wondering what that clear button is like. A zero button, a rail button to zero it out. So let me see if that range button, if it gives us the other digit. No, it's not. Just telling 120 volts. Okay, so that's good. So let's do the dedicated 9-volt battery test, and we'll see. Let me just move over some. Move this over some. And I have a 9-volt here. And as promised, I say I'm gonna take one of my 9-volt, 1.5 volt rechargeables here, and I'm gonna see if it's, because these been charging up for a while, and batteries, they're not new. They are about I know for sure they're over a year old, so they may be drained just a little. They may not be exact, may not hold a charge as well as they used to. But I have them charging overnight, and I hope I didn't damage them, because they say supposed to let them charge at least by 4 hours probably. But since it was wasn't a whole holding the charge, well, it wasn't it was no longer than about 8, maybe 10 hours. But sometimes they may be too long too. So let me put this right here. You guys can see that, I hope. Let me kind of zoom. You can see that. All right. So I have a 1.5 volt battery here. I'll put it on 1.5 there. And let me just test it and see. Okay. What is that minus doing that for? Oh yeah, I was wrong. That's right, I was wrong. 1.4. I had no 1.4. So let me put it in DC and see what it does. 1.43. Remember that, guys. 1.435. Okay, that's DC. 1435, 1432, 1432. What did I say it earlier? I said when I was talking about these batteries, I said something about 8 volts. What I was thinking about? I was thinking about something else. But anyway, 3.2. So let me just have a 9-volt here also. I think I was thinking about a 9-volt battery. That's what I was thinking about. one of my 9 volts in there. But anyway, this is a 9 volt right here. And I know this one is not as strong as it's supposed to. And it's not a rechargeable, so let's just see what we're going to get here. 8. 811. 8. Remember that, guys. 8.08. Put it back on DC. 8.81. Two different but you know something, it did say to give you 10% less. It give you the voltage 10% less. I guess that's within range of the accuracy, but this is telling me is 8.81. And when I get back to the 9 volt, it's telling me again, it was 8.81, 8.11. You know, I don't know if this meter is true RMS or not. I doubt it. I think it's just an average ranging multimeter. So I don't know if this giving me, when I put it on a dedicated value, test for like a battery, if it's giving me a true RMS reading or not. I don't know. I think that's what it's doing. If you want to be right about whatever you're testing, I think this is more or less like a true RMS reading than putting it on the regular DC voltage reading. As far as to talk about the test leads now, the test leads are okay. You know, it's what you can expect with a meter of this price. They're all right. I wouldn't worry about changing them unless they go bad, And but other than that, I could keep them. And they do have the protective shroud where you can insert it into a receptacle. And nice point on them. But they have a place on the back here. They take 2 AA batteries, guys, to power this unit up. There we go. There we go. And they also have a place for a hanging strap. There's a Velcro magnetic hanging strap here. If you wanted that. So they also have the dedicated ground. These now, you can't get it mixed up because this won't fit inside of here. This hole is much smaller. This is more like a 4mm type standard, but that won't fit. But it has all the basic functions here. For that's what you want to use this multimeter for. But it's a really nice little multimeter. It is. So, guys, I hope I hope I just added on to the other video that I did about this meter. But after using it, I just felt I missed something, and that's why I'm telling you about it now. So if you guys were looking for another multimeter for around the house, you do-it-yourselfers or you carpenters or whatever, just wanted a multimeter, you can't go wrong with this one. I forgot how much I paid for it. It wasn't much. I think I paid like $50 for it, I believe, if that. But this is a very decent multimeter. I like it. I like it. I like it for around the house. I like it. So, guys, not to hold you any longer. I really appreciate you. Let me take up your time. Until next time, take care and peace out.